Prime Edge says, question for everybody, including Ty, about how many deals do you close in your first year? We closed about 10 deals with around 20 jobs since starting in April. Should I be worried? Depending on what your niche is and depending on what your total ticket amount. Certain niches have certain seasons. Corporate events hit hard from May to like October. So we go ham in them months. We probably do very little or switch over and do a little less during the other months. In module 1, I talk about seasons, how you need to be mindful your first year, stack your bread, sit tight, because you could it could be a drought. You could think something's wrong with the business. We're not getting no calls in April. Why? Because things are seasonal. Now you can either talk to other people who've been in that industry for years in that niche. They can tell you, oh yeah, between April and June, our phones don't ring. So understanding your niche will help you understand that. And it may allow you to get a secondary niche to counter that. Carol Bell asks, how much of a retainer do you ask for? 35%, 50%, or what? I am a 50% upfront type of guy. 50% upfront. It ain't nothing to talk about. I need 50% to hold the date, period. And I usually do the remaining 50 on the day of the shoot. That's just my style. I talk about that heavily in module 1. But that's just my style. That's just how I roll. You don't have to do that. It depends what you're in, like what niche are you in, because some niches just have longer shoots than others. It just depends on what that is. Usually now with clients, I leave some space because we may have more revisions than normal. We may do extra things. I've learned that pushing that final date out gives me the ability to upsell more things. Hey, the video came out great. We got it under 60 seconds. You said that you guys have multiple social media channels. Well, what if we formatted this for a Facebook story? Or what if we formatted it for an Instagram story? Those are upsells. You should be getting paid for that. CMS says, when you're hiring a contractor and a production crew to shoot live events on a short notice, 1 week, does it make sense to require a 75% reservation fee? I usually don't go above 50%. I don't want to scare the client away. I personally have never charged 75%. However, with live events, the remainder is due on the day of the shoot. In most cases, my clients are paying while we're setting up. They're paying before we finish. In most cases. If not, I'm usually paid before I leave. Live events is because there's no upsell after the live event, right? There's nothing to upsell. It's done, it's complete, here. Usually the client has purchased the final file as well as the places that we stream beforehand. That's in the contract, that's in the proposal. So there's not really much upsell later. Hey, pause for a second. I know you're in the middle of something dope, but I want to make sure I tell you about a course over at Flashfilm Academy that changed the game for me. It literally took my business from attracting mostly low-end clients to consistently landing bigger clients with bigger budgets. It's called the 5 Key Steps for Creating an Effective Portfolio That Converts. If you're a photographer, videographer, editor, or graphic designer, this course teaches you how to take what your brand does well and present those things in a way to help the client understand how your brand can help solve their problem. This course isn't just about editing, but helping you understand that when clients are trying to make a decision on why or even if they should work with you, blasting them with your best video clips set to music just won't cut it anymore. It doesn't set you apart, show value, or help buyers in the process of making a decision. This course teaches you how to create a commercial for your brand, providing a first impression that will help you 10x your ability to land clients. Remember, if you can't effectively tell your story, clients won't hire you to effectively tell their story. Create a demo reel that sells the client before you even speak to them. Go ahead, click the link. Let's get started. Can you put in your terms the payment act as an agreement / a signature? You can put it in your terms, but make sure that your terms are legally correct. Because if you don't have them legally correct, they'll find a loophole if need be. Very important that you understand that. Come up with your terms, put it on the contract, get it legally right, or find a contract that has it legally written out. And then tweak them a little bit. Bassett says, what about watermarking on video in the scenario of being sent up the chain for approval, or is that a no-go? Listen, I tell you all the time, I use watermarks on my videos, right? I use watermarks that says invoice pending until I get the invoice paid. However, there are going to be clients that won't pay until it's completed. So even though it's done, they won't even start processing your payment until they've received the final project, thumbs up on it, says yes, and then they approve it to be sent over to be paid. So a watermark won't help you in that situation. That don't happen often. And those clients won't even put down a retainer. But you can understand that they're an ISD, they're a big company, they're not going anywhere. So it's something that you have to get the feel for. There is no one size fit all. Usually government, state, and school districts, things like that, they're going to have rules and laws in place that's kind of like that, like where they don't pay anything until it's completed. They won't even put down a deposit or a retainer until it's completed. So we have to roll with it. You got to be financially prepared, and you need to understand this a month before the job. Don't get there and figure this out. And now you like, dang, I don't know how I'm gonna pay these people. These are things you need to know when you accept the job. So this should be upfront and clear during the callback. And then I know in module 2, I talk about the callback after you've received them signing up on your website. I go right into what you should be talking about during the callback, right? When you're writing the proposal. These are things you need to know at that point. Hey, Ty, doing a proposal as we speak. I'm using Honeybook, but we'll switch over to Proposify. Should I send the proposal and the contract at the same time? Your proposal should also be your contract. So when a client shouldn't have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sheets of paper, it should be one paper with everything you're going to offer it, upsells, final bill, and everything they agree to. So they should be saying, yes, 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 we want this, sign here. Here's the invoice. I don't want to send them 6 different emails. It is a contract proposal and then the invoice. That's it. So it makes it really easy. Like really good business people, some of your biggest clients are busy, right? They're paying you to handle it, to manage the project. They'll pay you more because they're busy. I don't want to have to track you down to sign 8 different things. Really just one proposal, you agree, sign, and we send it over the invoice. That's it for me. I try to keep as little as possible. I don't care if we're doing 10 different jobs that require 10 different contracts. They're going to be in that one PDF. Hey, keep in mind that the video you just watched contains clips from a longer lecture that's available to our gold members at flashfilmacademy.com. You can go to flashfilmacademy.com to watch the complete lectures if you want to get all the gems and all the information, or you can stay on the channel and continue watching some of our content here. Just click one of those boxes somewhere around here. Just, yeah, you know where to go. Right up in here, somewhere, wherever it pops up, you know what to do. You got this.